98.9 WORC-FM, a number one hit for the Partridge Family. That's David Cassidy and his real-life stepmom, Shirley Jones, as part of the Partridge Family. And Shirley Jones joins us right now on the telephones. Good morning, Shirley.
Good morning.
So who knew that Shirley Jones was such a wild woman?
A wild woman? Nah, I wasn't a wild woman.
At 79 years young, you wrote a new memoir, which is shocking many people with stories about sex and drugs and rock and roll and all the fun stuff of the 60s and 70s.
Well, I was married to a man who, enjoyed all of that, and I did everything my husband wanted me to do. And I enjoyed the love of my life, Jack Cassidy. And now I enjoy the next love of my life, Marty Ingalls.
On Broadway by the age of 18, a movie star working with the likes of Marlon Brando and Jimmy Stewart and Frank Sinatra, Henry Fonda, and James Cagney, then a TV star. But your personal life was a lot crazier than I guess we would have expected.
Well, yeah, because I was married to a man by the name of Jack Cassidy who wanted to do everything, and I was his wife. I married him at 22. We had 3 sons together, and we toured all over the country. We had our own show called The Marriage Band,
Yep.
And he was an incredible talent, an incredible man, and I was madly in love with him.
And you talk in the book about how Jack's infidelity affected you.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it got worse as he got older and as I got older, because the problem that Jack had was that I was the breadwinner. I was the movie star, and he wanted that more than anything. And it was difficult for him. As far as I was concerned, the other women in his life weren't that. And so they were just, side things. And I didn't care. I was his wife, and I was the mother of his kids, and I adored him. But as he got older, I realized he was bipolar, and so that started to go downhill in every way then, and died at 49 in a fire.
Speaking with Shirley Jones, who starred as this wholesome character in a number of well-known musical films like Oklahoma and Carousel with the beautiful singing voice back in the 50s and The Music Man in 1962. But then you sort of came out of your shell a little bit and won an Academy Award for your role as a prostitute in Elmer Gantry.
Right. And it changed the course of my career, which was great, because at that time they stopped making musical motion pictures and my career was virtually over. And fortunately, I went into television, which movie stars didn't do at that time. There was live television, Playhouse 90, Lux Video Theater, Philco Playhouse.
Yep.
And I did Playhouse 90 with Red Skelton called The Big Slide, where I played an alcoholic sunshine girl in the Max Sennett era. Burt Lancaster happened to see that and immediately wanted me to play the role of Lulu Baines in Elmer Gantry because he was co-producing and starring in it.
And you go in the book to refer Burt Lancaster as a world-class kisser.
Oh, that he was, yeah. And a world-class guy. I adored Burt.
Some people might not know that Shirley Jones turned down the role of Carol Brady on The Brady Bunch.
Right.
But then you ended up with just call it your most famous role, but I think people warned you about that when you got into it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You're talking about Partridge Family. Yes, everybody said don't do it because you'll be that character for the rest of your life and your career will be over. Well, at that time, I turned down the Brady Bunch because I didn't want to be the normal, mother taking the roast out of the oven.
Right.
But Partridge was different. I was the first working mother on television, and we had our own band. We had our own, there was mother and children working together, and so it was a great idea and very musical. And David, as you know, became a giant star out of it. Nobody knew that when he was cast. He's my stepson. Gave me an opportunity to stay home and raise my kids, who were school age at the time.
Now, you're working, like you said, with your real-life stepson, David Cassidy, son of Jack Cassidy, and it's tough enough raising any teenager, but when that teenager is a teen idol and a TV star, and you're the stepmother,
right,
that must add another layer of complexity.
Well, it did. When he became the giant star that he was and was doing concerts all over the world, we were still doing the show. Every Monday morning we'd have the table read and then go into shooting, and he wouldn't show up until late. And finally I said, listen, you're either going to do this or you're going to do your concert. You can't do both. And he said, okay, Mom. And from then on, he was on time.
I'm going through some of the color photos in Shirley Jones' new memoir. One of the pictures here, you're dressed up as a Playboy bunny, and I guess that was something that Jack wanted you to do?
Jack wanted me to do, exactly right. We were playing a Playboy club, and he said, why don't you get one of those outfits and try it on, So I did. He loved it.
There's some great stories. Shirley Jones, it's a pleasure speaking with you. The memoir is in bookstores now, and it's a wild read, and I think people are really going to enjoy this book.
Yeah, I think they will, too. They get to know me as a person as well as a movie star and Mrs. Partridge.
Thank you for taking the time here on 98.9 WORC-FM.
Thank you.